all of a sudden, hey, let me slap you with life. He might as well have been the plug for the world, hearing him tell it. Kristin, you're more than welcome to stay. What? You think she's going to hang out with y'all? And, she's been through way too much with me to stay here with you.
This is my reward. Allie is my reward for that. And I pride myself on that very big.
They weren't ready for it. I told them to eat my ass, and y'all said y'all were calling the police on me, and you want to give me a camper? Well, we didn't hear Deanne or Robbie walk up.
And our dogs did not bark.
And my dogs are an alarm system upon themselves. Like, they hear things. I mean, they're dogs. They hear things before me, but I'm a relatively alert person. I just, it's hard. It's kind of hard to sneak up on me.
Is there
out of nowhere? Oh man, out of nowhere, they bust up in the tent. What are y'all doing in there? Smoking dope? Well, that offended me more than it would offend most people, because I didn't smoke dope. That wasn't my method. I wasn't a smoker, and I had explained that to them previously. I don't smoke, and being there, I'm not doing nothing because I can't go to the store and get the supplies that I need to do what I wanted. Well, that was cool. I have no problem quitting. I'd put it down before. And when they said that, I kind of turned up. I'm not going to say I didn't. I felt some type of way, and I told Ronnie how I felt, because he wanted to pull me off to the side and tell me pretty much all about myself and how he was just like me, dude.
He didn't know his ass from his head.
He was trying to tell me how he was he might as well have been the plug for the world, hearing him tell it. And I'm just, the way he was talking about it, I know the plugs. You can't sit here and tell me how you did this, that, and the third, when I know the guys that are your age or older that are doing everything you say you're doing or once did. And I felt like he was kind of making a joke about it. And I mean, that offended me, because even though they're drug dealers or they're whatever they are, they're still my friends. Like, yeah. I'm friends with a lot of people that a lot of people hate. It is what it is. I don't hate them. I think they're pretty cool. But he was just kind of brushing it off as a joke. And so me and Magic got together, and we decided as the village, we're having a mandatory meeting at 8:00 in the morning.
They can have mandatory meetings every morning.
They can tell me I have to be up and active and doing something at a certain time. That's cool. Well, we're going to have our own meeting, and it is what it is. So that following morning, me and Magic went and knocked on their camper door and woke them up, told them, look, we got a meeting in 30 minutes. Y'all have to be there. It's mandatory. I mean, we were told what to do and what, and none of us in prison. I mean, I'm being told what to do by another adult.
Right.
They had no jurisdiction over me, is how I felt.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So all of us, the whole village, we're all sitting up there in the little shelter area, and we're all up there just talking and enjoying our morning, each other's company. Well, they come up and they just looked ill. I guess they didn't like being woke up, which that's cool. It is what it is. I don't care. But they got up there and they're like, so what is this about? And Magic, I told Magic he could take the lead, because Magic he's goofy. He's one of those, he's the big goofy, he was our big goofy black guy. He was the funny one.
It's like Broly.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah,
like Broly.
He's hilarious. And he took the lead, and once he said what he had to say, Ronnie kept trying to speak over him. Well, Magic's my friend, and me and Magic decided together we're going to have this meeting. it pissed me off. It pissed me off. So I stood up and I told Ronnie, I said, look, dude, we sit here and listen to y'all bitch at us on a regular basis. You can listen to us bitch at you now because what you did last night was disrespectful. And I called him out in front of everybody and they didn't like that. Oh, and they started trying to talk over me. And no, look, y'all have got me fucked up. I'm not going to sit here and listen to what you have to say if you won't listen to me.
Right.
This is supposed to be a family thing. Y'all right now are in-laws and I don't like it. Like y'all are just really y'all are being disrespectful to everybody here by telling us that we can't sit in each other's tents because we're doing drugs or we can't be in each other's company. Dude, I live with these people.
We work all day with them.
I work all day with these people. You're not going to tell me that I can't spend time with them privately because of a false some sort of false accusations that we're doing drugs.
Right.
I'm an adult. Like first and foremost, I'm an adult. I'm not on probation. I'm not on parole, and I have no warrants. Call the police on me. Do what you want.
Right.
Like
it was legal. Like it was just
it was from the vape shop. It was a pre-roll.
And it was approved by my doctor for me to smoke it.
It wasn't
go with my dog.
Yeah, but then saying this, I don't know. I took it offensive because I was a needle user, and it was offensive to me because I don't like smoking dope. I think it tastes bad. And it was just, I wasn't necessarily proud of my addiction, but
you was honest.
I was very upfront about it. I didn't care because I was a functional addict, and it wasn't something that I needed. It was something that I wanted. I did it for fun.
Right.
But that's, thank God, it's a past life now. And looking back on it, I can say I've grown because me and my brother, we came to the realization that we used to be junkies. As simple as that. And I absolutely despise that word. And if someone else was to call me that, I would be extremely offended and probably want to fight. But me and him sitting there talking one night, it's just a couple weeks ago. Me and him were sitting there talking. We're like, dude, we used to be junkies. And he looked at me crazy. And once I broke it down, he was like, you're right. But just where we are now, as opposed to then, is the reason that I'm comfortable saying that now, and I can look back and laugh about it. And
best place to be.
It is, yeah.
Well, Ronnie and Debbie, they both got really mad because I shut whatever they were saying. It wasn't I wasn't paying attention to it, but they kept trying to speak over me, and I told them that I wasn't going to listen to their shit no more. I'm done with it. So me telling them that, I guess they thought a person quitting a job and a person getting fired. They thought since I'd already quit, they could go ahead and fire me. Look, man, I'm leaving anyways. Well, you can go ahead and get your stuff and go. Kristin, you're more than welcome to stay. What? You think she's going to hang out with y'all? And, she's been through way too much with me to stay here with you.
And I felt, and it made me feel weird. I was the type of pregnant lady, don't touch my belly. I go off vibes and energy, and I prided myself because I am going on 3 years clean off of my fentanyl addiction.
That's great.
This is my reward. Allie is my reward for that, and I pride myself on that very big. And I was healthy my whole pregnancy despite us being homeless. And I went to 3 doctor's appointments, just 3. And she came out healthy, no problems, everything. And so I prided myself on that. The Bible, it says you don't leave your spouse because times get hard.
That's right.
My spouse. And we didn't have the best of everything, but we made the best of everything. And when they told us to leave and they told me I could stay, I said, I'm not staying without him. That's what
Well,
they said.
they told me they were going to call the police and have me escorted and trespassed and all this stuff. Well, one, my cousin's the sheriff. Y'all don't scare. Aaron Ellenberg is my family. Like,
No
I'm not
kidding.
worried about. I'm
Okay.
not worried about y'all. Like, like
We were
me and
wondering
him
because
may not.
someone said like, "Oh, he dropped a name," and then it was like a whole different story after that. I'm like, "Ah, what name was it?" Okay, that makes sense. That makes
I
sense.
thought you
Well,
dropped the word
him
of faith
being
member's
him
name.
being my family, me and him aren't necessarily on the best of terms because I was in active addiction. I was the troublemaker. I was the bad guy and he was the good guy. Well,
Right.
either way, if it's not something that if it's not some sort of issue that is a legal issue, he's going to be on he's on the side of right, not
Right.
necessarily the side of the law. He is on the side of right.
Yeah.
And I can say that about Aaron Ellenberg. He may be a dick, but he's a great guy. And whenever they told me they were going to call them, I didn't necessarily get out of character because it's completely in character for me, but I guess they weren't ready for it. I told them to eat my ass as I walked off. Call the police, y'all can eat my ass. And I walked off. I left her standing there to save face, I guess, whatever. I was mad and I'll holler at y'all, fuck this. And I walked off. 2 hours later, me, Kristin, Magic, Candace, and April had everything packed up, everything ready to go.
Waiting on Kevin.
All we were doing is waiting on Kevin so we could load up. Kevin got there. We were in the process of loading up because Kevin wanted to know what was going on, why it's such an emergency. Because I called Kevin while he was at work and I was like, dude, we need to leave. Like, we need to go and we need to go now. You got to get up here, something. And whenever he got there, it was Kevin, Ronnie, and Debbie, and one of Kevin's people. Ronnie and Debbie pulled them two to the side and they were speaking to him privately. That's cool. Secrets are for people with things to hide. So
Yes.
it don't bother me. And while they were speaking, I'm standing there waiting so I can get the green light to go ahead and load all this stuff up. Well, Kevin comes over and he told me, he said, look, y'all can go ahead and start loading stuff up, but could you and Kristin come over here and speak with me for a minute? So we went over there and we were talking to Kevin. I don't remember what was said between us and Kevin besides pretty much an explanation of the situation. But Ronnie and Debbie walk up to us, and Debbie's got fucking pretend tears in her eyes, talking about, well, look, we want to give you this camper. Huh? I just told y'all to eat my ass, and y'all said y'all were calling the police on me, and you want to give me a camper? Okay, whatever. We'll go with it. Sure enough, they had a camper brought up to the top and the title in hand, and the title does not have Debbie's name on it or Ronnie's name on it whatsoever. It had the original owner's name and only his name, and it was signed so that I can take it to the tax office and put my name on it, and it be in my name within all parameters of the law.
They also gave us a new generator.
They gave us the generator. I think the generator was a joke because the generator doesn't power the camper. The camper's a 60 watt, and the generator's only like an 11 watt. So I think it was more of a joke. But I didn't figure that out till afterwards. But either way, it works because we made it work. Being in that drug life as long as I was, I kind of figured out how to improvise, and I managed to make the camper work off of that little 11 watt generator. And I mean, it was just, I don't know. I feel even that day, we felt like it was hush money, them giving us that camper. We felt like it was a way for them to say, all right, look, we did this for you. Let's leave on good terms. Don't say nothing bad about us.
Well, then they wanted y'all to make a video, right? It was like, okay,
Yeah,
here's
they wanted to make a video of them
video.
giving us the camper with the title in hand and all this. And yeah, I was emotional as hell because that was the first thing in 2.5, almost 3 years that me and her have had that was ours.
Yeah.
So it was absolutely, it was 100% emotional. And I mean, am I thankful that they gave it to me? Absolutely. Do I like them? Fuck no. Absolutely not. I think they're pieces of shit that just did that to save face.
They used y'all
And
as props. Thank God that they
that's
did. I mean, it's awesome you got the camper. I'm really happy you did. You needed it and you deserved it. But they
and
definitely was like, oh, here's the pregnant
it
woman. We got to
it
give them a
saved us,
camper video.
honestly. That camper did save us
That's
because
awesome.
it's 100% DSS approved. I can have my baby in that camper because it's mine. We have running, well, we don't have running water, but we got a well. We got a well. We got well water.
Yeah.
And we got power. So I mean, she doesn't want for anything.
Yeah,
And
that's awesome.
and the camper, it was just pretty much, it was a plus for me because now I can tell people I told someone to eat my ass and they gave me a camper.
Heck yeah.
And I love it. I think that's awesome. Now,
Well, you know,
hopefully y'all
online,
use that
like,
part.
I thought something was weird because, like, okay, I was sort of starting to watch things on there, and I'm like, wait a minute, this couple's been there, like, I don't know how long it was. You guys were there, like, what, like 2 weeks or something?
We were there for almost a month.
No, we were there for 2 weeks.
Only 2 weeks?
It's kind of like, you
Holy
know,
crap.
I've been like this transitional program, and it's like they made it like they graduated, so he gave him a camper, and it's like I was always asking,
Man.
like, well, what do you got to do? I want a camper, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do I got to go do?
Tell him to eat your
You had
ass.
no, like, answer.
Well, the campers that they got donated to them, they were actually charging $500 a month.
Well, no, the campground itself.
No,
The campground itself is $500 a month. That's almost universal in Rutherford County. There's not a campground in Rutherford County that is less than $500 a month for a camper or RV spot. Because I've not necessarily lived at all of them, but I've definitely put in work to research all of them, and there's not one in Rutherford County below $5. Most of them are more. Most of them are more expensive, but the more expensive ones, you can't have a camper under a certain year.
Right.
It has to be like a 2010 or higher because of the fire laws, and it's a whole bunch of paperwork pretty much. And unless you have a good amount of money or you were just given a brand new camper, like most people have older campers.
Yeah.
Like I don't know very many people that aren't well off that have a nice brand new camper that they can just go on any camp lot.
Right.
But when we left, it was luck that managed to get us where we're at now, because a friend of ours had a friend that he had spoke to previously, because we were far away from everybody, and most people are used to seeing me. I'm not necessarily popular, but I'm well known in the homeless area, because it can be 30 degrees and I'll give the person the jacket I'm wearing. I don't know. I've always been that way, homeless or not, drug addict or not. If someone asks me, normally I'll do it. I hate being told what to do. You can ask me to wash the dishes. Sure, I got you. Tell me to wash the dishes and I'll look at you like you're stupid.
Right.
No, we used paper plates tonight.
Oh, yeah, no, I feel you. I'm the same way though.
It's like if I know I'm going to do the right thing, if you whether you ask me or I offer to do it, and then you're going to tell me that's the insult.
Yeah.
It's like you don't.
Yeah, tell it. I've I don't know. I've been like that. I have ODD, and I didn't know what ODD was whenever I was a kid, but I know for a fact, even without a doctor diagnosing me, I have ODD. I don't like being told what to do. ODD
Yeah.
is oppositional defiance disorder.
Yeah.
Yeah, they told me I had.
I said you.
Like 7.
It sounded like you did. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My daughter's
it's
working on it. She's
yeah,
trying.
it's just, and I always thought it was just I don't like being told what to do. I didn't know there was a actual disorder for it, but finding that out, I thought it was like cool. Now I have a reason.
Right. Yeah.
That's what happens when they give it a name.
But yeah, but our friend, he had got in touch with a friend of his, and she had some property. Now, granted, the property isn't much closer than Kaiser to town, but it's reasonable. Like I can go to town from where we're at, and people can actually get to us where we're at now instead of a 45-minute drive from just town itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we went out there and we managed to get the camper down in the hole. It's literally a half a mile long dirt road, and we are the last, like the dirt road ends at my camper.
That's
Like
sweet.
it's
I would
and
love that.
You don't just
yeah, you
pop
can't
up
just you can't just drive by our house and say, hey, you have to have a reason to come down my driveway.
Right.
Right. It's
That's
and
good.
I like the seclusion because doing a little bit more research on Ronnie and Debbie, I didn't want them coming looking for us or trying to kind of essentially start shit. I didn't want no backlash or just I didn't want them to know where we lived. I didn't want them to know where my daughter lived.
Oh
Like
yeah.
that's
she put off the vibe like they wanted to take my baby. And
and
it just flew all over me. I didn't like that. She said, well, I am the Mimi of the campground. And I'm like, this child already has enough grandparents. She does not need you.
but I've heard like multiple people that I've spoke to and that we've spoke to since we left that uh y'all don't have y'all's kid, right? And I'm like, wait, huh? What do you mean we don't have our kid? Like, yeah, that's her crying in the background, dude. Like, what do you mean? Oh, we were told the state has her.
Of course.
Oh, see, she's spreading that around. That's
That
why.
doesn't
You were
surprise
told the state has her. No. DSS signed off on her while we were in the hospital. They
Yep.
closed the case while we were in the hospital.
Because the case got opened up on me back in December. Me and Ryan had ate a can of tomato soup, and I got food poisoning, so I had to call 911. And well, the paramedics told them that I was living in a tent behind Big Lots, and
Being
they
pregnant living in a tent is not DSS approved.
right.
and so I was scared, but we were upfront and honest with them about it. And the nurses, everybody was wonderful to us. And the day that we were getting discharged, because I had Allie after midnight, and they wanted to keep her a whole 48 hours. So I got discharged the day before Allie, but I got to stay with her until the 48 hours when she got to go. Well, a DSS worker came in and she said, Miss Brown, there is no case. You got water, you got power, you can take your daughter home, case is closed.
And
That's awesome.
I mean,
Yeah.
that right there was a blessing in itself because both of us being former drug addicts and drug addicts just as a whole they're looked down on.
Oh
And
yeah. I know.
just as much as the homeless person is, they're looked
Yeah.
down on because they don't have what other hold on, there's a plane coming over.
See, you probably spread that around. Like they got their kid taken. They got kicked out of the village and got their kid taken. That's
the comp thing to do.
Almost
That's what
expected
Debbie
that.
would do.
And if a person opens up to me, cool, it is what it is. A lot of people do for
Whatever reason.
yeah, whatever reason. But
yeah.
at the same time, if someone goes and tells me something in confidence, I won't air it out for them in public
Right.
because I wouldn't want them to do the same. But I've went back and seen some of the videos that they've put on their websites or their Facebook or whatever. There's a lot of things that I've told them in confidence that I don't need everybody freaking knowing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, granted, I'm a pretty open book. I don't hide nothing. I'm me. And most people will tell you I'm I'm a dick or I'm an asshole. That's what they'll tell you. But it's my friend. That's my friends telling people this.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, that's how people talk about us too.
and that's cool. I mean, I am.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that I'm honest. I'm gonna tell you two solutions to whatever problem you bring to me. I'm gonna tell you what I think you should do, and then I'm gonna tell you that do whatever you think is right. Now, whichever one you do is your choice. That's your prerogative. And I'm not going to try and dissuade you from your choice. But at the same time, I'm always going to think my opinion is the better choice.
And I
But-
got him. He's exactly.
I think very well at first. That's why
Sometimes
I don't say it unless
Yeah.
I want right. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and
Yes.
I'm whenever I went to prison, I got a degree in psychology and a degree in sociology. So
Whoa.
I'm good at reading people. I don't know, I like it. I'm the type that goes into a room and everyone says hey to, and that one guy that doesn't, he's got something on his mind that I'm gonna figure it out because he should have said hey to me.
I do the same thing.
Yeah, I guess she's saying I'm the same person.
He's exactly the same way.
Right.
That's
And
how I survive.
it's just I don't know. I'm a likable person, but I'm blunt.
Yeah.
Tell about what we were promised when we got there since I was pregnant.
Oh yeah, we were promised a camper spot immediately when we got there because she was pregnant. They were going to make her comfortable. That was what Ronnie and Debbie told us, that we were going to be in a camper within a week.
Oh wow.
And well, my eyes lit up. I was happy. Heck yeah! Like we won't be sleeping on the freaking ground.
And of course, we
Right.
told our camper that we took up there with us, hey, if we get this camper, y'all are more than welcome to come in there, charge y'all stuff, take a shower,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
If not,
Our
you can
home,
get out there and
our
sleep.
home is y'all. Our home is open to y'all because we, in a sense, we brought. Like I said, I feel like we brought them there, and if the situation was to turn south, I'm gonna feel responsible for it because all of us, we may not have necessarily been in the best situation, but we were comfortable where we were.
Yeah.
We knew the people that were around us. We weren't really comfortable leaving our stuff unattended. But then again, most people don't leave their doors unlocked at their house when they leave.
Exactly.
So I can't necessarily lock a tent up.
Right.
And well, having that camper was that immediate like feeling of that of security. Like I'll have a place that I can say and not have to worry about my stuff getting stolen.
Yeah.
And we told Magic, Candace, and April, and when Chris and Shannon got there, we told them the same thing because I met Chris and Shannon in passing at McDonald's, I think, through a mutual friend of ours. And the mutual friend, he is an idiot, but he was our friend, and I met Chris and Shannon through him. Well, I went and told Chris and Shannon about Pastor Kevin and the whole Hope Village ordeal the day that we were told about it, because the very next day we left.
They told us 3:00 on Sunday they would be there.
Yeah,
And they weren't.
on Saturday when he came and told us about it, I immediately got on my bicycle once he left, and I rode up to McDonald's to see if they were, because that's usually where they hung out. That's where they went to charge their phones and charge everything they had, because it's you can loiter at McDonald's as long as you order a water.
Right.
And
Yeah.
being homeless, a water being free, it's a good place to charge your stuff. They have Wi-Fi. You can do what you need. And sure enough, whenever I got there, I saw Chris and I called him outside and I spoke to him and explained how I was explained. I told him about Hope Village and what Kevin had told us. And I told him that they said about the DSS approval, about the whole ID and stuff like that. I told them about it. And that right there was the hope that they needed to get out of where they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their kids back, because they got where they the homeless, they got there in almost a sense like we did. It happened.
Yeah.
It wasn't something that none of us predicted. It was just all of a sudden, hey, let me slap you with life.